Hi, I wanted to share my thoughts on yesterday's Behind the Walls session. I think that the main theme was dealing with uncertainty. Before we go deeper into that, I wanted to comment on some peculiarities that were quite obvious as Bo, Crispy, and Bloodworth ventured forth through the entire thing. I think that it was great that in the case of Bo, Big Val RPG mentioned this in the Discord, that he had this frantic attitude, very realistic of how you would react in such an uncanny situation. So it really enhanced the horror, the ambience. And it made a good contrast because I think that the three participants fell into three archetypes, at least from my perception. When it comes to Bo, he felt a lot like a scout. He was constantly on the lookout, frantically looking for those clues, those signs, perhaps a hidden threat. In the case of Crispy, he was very much almost like a wild card, doing many stunts, running and rolling and sliding, doing a lot of intrepid actions or maneuvers. And in the case of Bloodworth, he felt a lot like the fighter of the group because he was constantly securing weapons to use against the enemies, and it worked great. The three of them worked pretty well together. Of course, this contains spoilers of the session. Please check it out. I'm going to put the link in the description, in a pinned comment. It's going to appear on screen as well. Putting all of that aside, that is their great performance, their actions, there were many uncertain moments. I think role players have to deal with this in many strange situations and environments. Because of the very nature of the back rooms that they were going into, those mysterious spaces between reality, things were not what they appeared to be or what they seemed to be. Of course, this has also been seen in my Ravenhawk session. There are some structures that are quite conventional, but some others are affected by magic or some spooky supernatural effect. And you could really see how Bo, Crispy, and Bloodworth, they were trying to figure things out with the little information that they had, with the effects that the environment was having upon them, the signs, the symbols that they managed to perceive. I think that's one of the most exciting things about those sorts of uncanny horror sessions. Dealing with those trippy, otherworldly moments. You have to work with what you have. And I think the three of them worked great. In the case of Bloodworth, he was always, no matter the environment, the first thing, his priorities, looking for a weapon. And what can he affect with that weapon or tool? In the case of Crispy, he was always thinking about how he could navigate the environment, or even using the little resources, his own body perhaps, to navigate such a dangerous place. When he had that idea of cutting himself to leave that bloody footprint, to see the invisible beam, so that Bloodworth could follow him as he was also moving along with Bo. And in the case of Bo, very perceptive of things, you could see his desperation, his fight or flight mode. In a way, he was also quite the fighter, always taking things on because of his grappling knowledge in real life. Because they were supposed to be role-playing as their real selves within that fictional environment. But overall, great performance on the three of them. Great role players. Especially, of course, you have already seen Crispy in action in the Dark and Terrible campaign. But when it comes to Bloodworth and Bo, this is the first time they have ever roleplayed in first person all the time, and they did great. There were a few like stumbling moments, but that was integrated within the fiction, and they cut on quite quick, especially considering that the length of the scenario, because this wasn't like an example encounter, like in the case of my interview with Chris, from Into the Odd. It was like a short sample encounter, but this was a complete scenario. And Bloodworth and Bo, they took on things quite great, considering it was their first time, first person all the time in character. Excellent. You cannot help but respect those people. Thank you for watching this video. I think Bo, Crispy, and Bloodworth will have time to come up with their own, make videos about their experience, perhaps during the week. I hope they will be able to produce those videos. As always, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. And remember, there is no place for stupidity in tabletop role-playing games, unless you are role-playing as a stupid character. Once again, thank you and see you later.